Gotta get it more in there. What do you think? You don't need it. Not the brush, sorry. Hey Tori, what's up? Yeah, my day's kind of in the wrapping up phase, but it was a good day today. Went to the beach, it was nice. How you doing? I don't think I've painted one like this in real time yet, like on stream. Where I just do some like realistic features and stuff on a portrait. Carmen Electra, that's a deep cut. Not a self-portrait. We'll see. Pretty sure it'll be Jack Nicholson by the end of it. An older Jack Nicholson, mind you. Not the shining Jack Nicholson. More the departed Jack Nicholson. Carmen Electra. Wow. You know, actually, my brain's a little slow today. I was thinking Carmen Sandiego when I read versus what you said. Carmen Sandiego. I thought all your portraits looked like Carmen Sandiego. That's why I said deep cut. Yeah, Carmen Electra. That's good though. Any other famous Carmens? Or is that all we got? Carmen Electra and Carmen Sandiego. Yeah, I can feel my brain. My brain's tired. Why anger right now? Eddie? Eddie aneurysm? Why are you upset? Deep breaths, Eddie. No need to be upset. Sick for 3 weeks, getting over it. I got sick again. And like a month later, present time, I'm getting sick. You sick of what, like a cold? Immune system hates me. It's like sniffles or like a cough or like what? Actually, it's funny you say that. This is acrylic to get my backgrounds. I put acrylic around the helmet. I painted the helmet in acrylic, and then now these are oils. But there's oil on top of the helmet now, so you don't see any of the acrylic other than this, and that's just for drying time, like for me to work faster. I've been working on a few pieces lately, so I like laying down a base in acrylic sometimes when I have a bunch of ideas on the go, or a bunch of paintings, or I have a specific kind of process that I want to. I do like using acrylic from time to time. So yes, there was acrylics on this underbody essentially. It's like kind of gives you an underbody, and fast. I don't have to wait for a day or two to dry, or even half a day. It's dry within an hour or less. There's so many like different tones and like subtle shifts in the color all throughout. Tyrone, what's up? Oh, you're also Eddie? You just have like another account, you mean? I missed them. Clover or Clover? Or is that Glover? I told you guys my eyes don't. When I read when I read the chats, I feel like such an idiot. My eyes really can't see like if that's a G or a C on your front on your name. So sometimes just as long as you can handle me reading the chat like an imbecile, we're all good. Oh, I got you. Okay. Tyrone, it's good to see you. Eddie, I hope you feel like I don't have any sort of wisdom for you on being sick all the time. Other than I get brutal allergies from time to time that like are pretty debilitating, and I just kind of, I don't know, there's certain things that are more enjoyable than others when you're like beat up like that. So I would just do the things that I like that are like, even if it means like video games or something like that, I just keep blowing my nose. I have like a big rag when I get my allergies. I used to have brutal allergies too, and they seem to get better as I aged, but, or I didn't have allergies really as a kid, No, maybe that's not true. I think I did. They just seem, certain places are worse than others too. Certain parts of the world or certain places. But I got nothing. I got no wisdom for you on allergy or on being sick all the time, man. Other than I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, frustrating, I can relate to that. Being frustrated with my health. Just picking out my spots that are brighter than the others and still shaping. But sometimes when you use like an old portrait, this is true and not. So I think you'll have good experiences and bad experience. There's something about like when someone has a lot of detail in their face, like a lot of wrinkles and they're aged, that actually gives you a lot to work with in the sense of like, there's a lot of comparison happening. So like, oh, like he's got wrinkles here and there's lines here and there's lines here. So it's kind of easier to map out the face in my experience. And when it's just like someone who's very youthful or beautiful, like a woman's portrait, sometimes more challenging for me because it's almost like like very subtle changes in the face, in the tone. Like you get some like slight shading in the cheekbones, whereas here there's so much to work with, and you can kind of exaggerate. You can have fun. Like these lines don't need to be exactly in the right place, but it's kind of hard to mess it up because there's a line somewhere, so put it in. Put the line in, and then you can kind of adjust it as you go along. So don't kill me if you hate drawing old people, but old people I find to be a little bit easier because when you just exaggerate or work with their features that are really wrinkly and like so much character, I find it to be easier to map out their face, to get their proportions. I don't think I got his nose yet. Thanks for connecting, you guys, because I'm kind of not focused on the chat today. A fan brush to create the cheekbone. Yeah, for sure. No, I think in a sense, it's probably easier to paint the someone with very with not a lot of character or not a lot of lack of better words, wrinkles, and they're not aged. It's almost easier because you can almost use like just one color coded and just map out there. But I find when they have so much, the reference photo I'm using is like hyper detailed. It's a really good photo, it's a really good reference. And so you see all the blemishes, all the contours of the face, all the imperfections. And what that does to me gives me a lot to work with. I think when I have a face, a very youthful face or a very pretty face, especially if they're wearing makeup, there's not a lot there. That's all I think I'm saying. So I find the process of painting that a little more challenging. And I think the only way to see if I'm right is for you to try and tell me what you think, because do you find like when you paint someone with an old face to be way more difficult or easier than like a little boy versus an old weathered man? And maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I just found like mapping this face out came really quickly because there's so many things I can, like, okay, he's got a pretty deep, let's show you. It's gonna add some darker values now. So he's got something here. He's got something here. He's got big bushy eyebrows. He's got something here. Break this up. He's got something, this is a little more subtle, but something is here. He's got something here. Someone would have probably better words for what I'm saying, but these are just anchor points. Maybe that's the right word. These are all anchor points for me. And then all you have to do is like, okay, what's in between this lip and what's in between this anchor point that I just mentioned? So now you're working, like you're breaking it into pieces. And breaking it into pieces I find to be way more beneficial for, like if you just have one big face, it's harder to break it up other than the eyes, nose, and mouth. But a young person or someone with makeup isn't going to have like a line here. Or if they do, it's very subtle. They're not going to have these deep recesses here. So you're getting all these extra additional anchor points. And I think I don't need to maybe say it's easier. I just find it easier when I have more anchor, something to anchor the painting on. Oop. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I might have kind of butchered my explanation. But the best thing I came up with was what I just told you, when you have here to here, here to here. I hate painting more than anything. Probably me too. Potential. No, potent 8? Yeah, hair is like brutal. I even have to watch tutorials. Facial hair is okay. You can kind of like, there's a lot of facial hair here. You'll see I'll just use greens and grays. But I still, like when it comes to hair, either you have to put the time in. I think a lot of it is time because you think you should be able to do it fast. And that's just not the case. Hair needs more time than you think it needs. And some people are just really good at it too. For some reason, they just have a knack. They have a knack for hair. I'm jealous of that. I do not. you're right, hairs. They say hair, actually they say hands and what? Hands and horses are like some of the most challenging subjects for artists. I rather paint hands than hands than hair. Full head of hair, no thanks. Especially but yeah, I look at some other artists that have nice hair, see what they do, look at their techniques. I look at even tutorials, and sometimes I see the tutorials and I'm like, that's not that good. So I think everyone struggles. But there are some masters that are fantastic, so there's just something about it. And for me, the best thing, when I've done decent hair that I'm kind of happy with, it's because I gave it like a couple days, especially drying time, and like so that's my rant on hair. The amount of details you add is actually crazy. But small brushes give you details, right? So I can't add a lot of paint, or I try not to. I'm just touching up areas and they start building up. And I don't want to do anything too dramatic. The details kind of like, you kind of make them up, right? You don't like, if he doesn't have if this spot right here isn't perfect, but I just added some detail. And then I can play around with it. Like if it's way off, you just build with it, you use it. You don't have to like delete it. You just use these things. Because actually these values are actually a little brighter. So let's brighten them up. But yeah, details make a painting, especially when there's a lot of details in your reference photos. Gives you a lot to work with. And like because of the focus of my the image is like here, some of this stuff doesn't need to be as detailed. You can make it more blurry or more of a fade or a blend. And you really do want to work. You want to always leave yourself room, like for, like I'm not adding like, I want to be able to add more highlights from here. So I'm not adding anything too aggressive yet. I'm still kind of sculpting. I still want to mirror the image, the reference as best as I can. His lips are actually a little bit bigger as well. And they're darker on the inside, like closer to the inside of the mouth. And then they get a little lighter on the outside. There's some red here. Just getting the colors in, and then you keep working, you just keep working it and keep working it. And when things are in place too, you also get a lot, you can start adding things that aren't really there, but that just look normal or somewhat real. They don't have to be exact. That's not my MO. I'm not trying to be exact. I'm trying to make them look like the character while enjoying it. I'm holding 4 brushes now. Not too much like blending. You kind of want, like, if you want details, then leave. Don't blend. There is a time for blending. It's not right now. Even as I'm blending. I'm just, what I mean is like certain areas. Oh God. So I kind of put this mark here, and it's just too flat for my liking, or it's not the right tone. Told you a few videos ago, it's those greens, right? Look at those yellowy greens in here. Eyes are funner than hair, but it's the same premise. The more I can get in now, as far as the eye, so that it has time to like dry or stiffen up, the better. The more I can work with it, like build layers. So always kind of touch the eyes in as you're going along to get. So tomorrow when I add like glazes, it makes a big difference. If I have to start from scratch tomorrow, it's more difficult. So I want my there's a one artist that paints hair with hair. Seems obvious yet ridiculously tedious. I wouldn't attempt. Yeah, there's one artist I know, like if you make it illustration hair, so I'm not saying it's that artist, but there's one artist that I see like illustration where it's just lines and lines, and their lines are super tight. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like a lot of line work. There's that kind of hair too, but I think, yeah, if they're actually painting it, you have to show me that artist, Tyrone. Because the only artist I know that paints hair with hair, or like people out of hair and stuff, is like, I wouldn't say they're illustrator because it sounds like I'm dismissing it, but it's very like, not cartoony, it's like surreal. Real hair is just crazy. But yeah, some artists are really good at it. They just know it just comes to them, and or they've worked on it a lot and they just can whip it out. To be honest, if I painted as many portraits, instead of all the portraits I painted, I just painted hair, I'd probably be pretty good by now. So like faces, after you paint a bunch of faces, they definitely, not even easier, just come together faster. So I wouldn't say it's easier, it just comes together faster because I painted faces so many times. The payoff is that something that took me a week would take me a couple hours. If I look back on some of my old work, like that took so long. That's what I've noticed in my art career. Something that used to take me a long time just doesn't anymore. It's not necessarily easier. Because I still have like a high regard, like so I still like to challenge myself and but there is something satisfying when something comes together easy, even though it was like, it's still work. I love when things come together. I'm like, wow. I'm always impressed when that happens to me. Even where you say, like, I can't believe I did that, especially in that time period, in that amount of time. Patrick Stewart, because yes, I painted Patrick Stewart because he was bald. I'm looking at his painting right now. I'll show you as a matter of fact. Patrick Stewart, because he's bald. Here's another trick. Just paint the hair like cartoony, and then like, so you just do like big clumps of hair. Like you break the hair down in clumps as well. And then you just, if you give yourself more time, you can start playing with details. Because I remember some of the paintings I've done with good hair or decent hair is just like, not abstract, but kinda, where you're just putting clumps in. Clumps of hair. Van Minnen, if you guys know Christian Van Minnen, he does crazy hair. His hair always blows me away. His hair is like next level. So I like to zoom in and see how he does it and what he, but I really just think for someone like him, he just gives it the time it needs. We all want to do hair in like a half an hour. And I think that's where I go wrong. We're like, oh, just put some hair in. Yeah, right. Unless you make it clumpy and abstract and it's just tell yourself that's what you wanted. Yeah, hair's a fucking nightmare. So it's good to challenge yourself though, because if you can get good at it, then you move on to something else you're not good at. And there's got to be some good tutorials out there that are like really good and help you progress. So you're not like a lost cause, lost soul, trying to figure it out. You don't need to figure it out. People figured it out already. Just take some good advice. Okay, how do I paint hair? This is too. This is where I'll blend. So this is just too strong right here. So I take some of the other paint. This is just a soft, dry brush, and I cover it up. But it's not going to cover it up, right? Like I'm just going over it a little bit to calm it down. It's way softer than I have it. Here's kind of the opposite. Let's pull some of this and bring it up. This is a little darker here. Fresh pair of eyes are good too, like letting the painting sit for a day, coming back to it, very helpful. You'll see artists turn their shit upside down. You'll see artists like cover their eye, like one eye, like they stand back. You know, that's the famous one, right? Standing back, looking at it from further back. I do this now. I've told you about my eyes already, but I take off my glasses and look at it and then put them back on. And I even paint a little while sometimes with my glasses off, and then I put them back on. This is all progression. And yes, you can totally derail a painting, but the more you do it, the less like the derailments are not as severe. And then soon you kind of just don't worry about it. You don't really worry about derailing it or destroying it. You just know, you know in your heart you can fix it or like change, like figure it out. And then you just determine how much time you want to spend on it. But for me, I'll typically spend as much time as I need to. But remember, the speeds have increased, so it's kind of one of my favorite things about painting are the ideas, right? And if I have a lot of ideas, I really want to keep my inspiration going, so I want to get the idea done and move on. So the quicker I can do that, the better it is for my like production and the experience, because a new idea feels so good. Kind of get high off of it. Okay. Getting high off your ideas, all about it. I was just thinking, that's a good like personal thing for you to acknowledge too, is like, let's say we're not good at hair, right? Like, do you watch tutorials on how to get better at hair? Like, do you give yourself the time and like the energy to do things like that? Because I've watched hair tutorials. What could be more boring than that? But I've done it. Because I'm actually like really fascinated, like where someone can do it, something that I can't, or especially to that level. How are they doing that? What are they doing? And I actually enjoy it. You see the Jack right now, a little bit? Remember, it's departed Jack, not Joker Jack, or shining Jack. It's the departed. And yeah, I want to get him. I have a, so I just will keep working until I like him. And he'll probably get some tattoos, but we're gonna do something a little bit. I need a break from his face. I think that was almost an hour just on his face. So I need to switch it up for my own brain. So I'll do that now. I'll show you. This is where it gets kind of fun. I got the helmet to a decent spot. What we're gonna do is change my palettes so I can add a different set of colors. I think both. Oh, where are you? There you are. What am I doing? Okay, let's go. I'm not gonna add, I add some thinner just to get the, thin it down a little bit, but no medium. Too thin, so add some more paint. Mix it around. That's kind of what I like to do is this style now. Now I'm gonna add some graffiti, but you have to keep all the, so we're imagining this sticks out, this is set, like you just chunks, these are all chunks, it's not together, it's not flat. So the graffiti in theory has to kind of follow that, but I need to get this on now because it's gonna dry tonight, and I need some solid colors. Again, there's a lot of planning and painting, because if I get this on tonight, I can finish it tomorrow. If I don't get it on tonight, probably can't finish tomorrow. I let myself have like a lot of wiggle room here. There's all kinds of different graffiti. You guys would even probably have better terminology than I do. I'm old, but I've seen a lot of graffiti over the years, and I like to look at a lot of it. But I think my takeaway right now is worth mentioning is about planning. Get your stuff, get your colors on there now that you know that are going to need multiple layers. And so here's the first thing I was saying also earlier. This is a ridge, so it's not gonna, they're not gonna line up. Well, I don't want them to. I want it to look like it's, you know, somewhat realistic. Also, I don't have this in place, that's fine, I'll leave that till tomorrow. I like this green, and it can shift too, so it's do a hard pivot with the colors. Change up the style, but let's keep it big. We want the big tags to be probably first. And I think about all the shit he's done. Who he is as like a person. What I think about when I think of him. Transformers. There's kind of like 3 different subject matter because I probably will tattoo his face here later. Put like yellow is another good example of like why you need to get some of your colors on now, because yellow usually will take a couple coats, especially over a darker color. Even let's refresh the yellow. And even playing, like if this was the morning time for me, I probably would put some liquid in the paint because I'm gonna be working on it all day. So let's go with. Let me see. Oh, I got one. I got one. So even though this would probably be dark later, not even tone it down right now. I don't know what's happening here. I'm gonna have to fix that up later. I want it to be bright, popping. These are easier because they kind of recede in. Get your brush right, don't make that mistake. When I'm rushing or you don't check the brush, it causes a problem. And sometimes in order to manipulate the paint, these layers need to be dry in order for me to like really kind of work with them. So these are just like almost adding like just a base coat, getting my area right. We'll do like a thick block, kind of do like that thick style. We'll bring it right over to the edge though. Just like that roller work. You can allow yourself to really have fun when painting graffiti. The only thing people say is like, that doesn't look good. But how often do we say that about certain graffiti? That looks like trash. I love it. I love trashy graffiti. Bathroom stall graffiti. Rushed, right? Like, rushed. No, I don't listen to this music, Tori. It's actually a really, it's one of my biggest cons of streaming, like going live, is this music. No, I listen to like what I think is really good music. I think I have good taste in music, and I pride myself on it, and I really like the music I listen to. And this is just basically like noises, and I don't enjoy it. But I can't play music on a stream, so I'm at a, it's a bit of the downside. I could put headphones in. I've thought about it, and then make you guys listen to this, but I don't think that's fair either. Or not fair, I just haven't done that yet. And these will be kind of played with later. I don't even know. But no, like this music really discourages me. I even like I was listening to podcasts, but then it sounds just like no. It sounds pretty rough when I listen back to it. I heard it's like you guys can't make out the podcast either because my computer's further away. So that I feel like that's just unlistenable for you. So I don't want it to be painful. So this is the best I got. Unless you have another option, I would love any other suggestions for half decent music that's copyright free and streamable. Because I had this one musician that's pretty good, but I got hit with all the copyright straight on the whole video, which is not a big deal. I don't care, but there's just no way for it to be monetized in the future or at all. So it's like I'm stuck with these like new age elevators music. Bums me out. Is my point. It really does. Because I like to listen to stuff that like motivates me and inspires me and other incredible artists. I get really high on that, and right now I cannot do that. So that's why you'll see a lot of my painting. I don't stream all my paintings because I need to listen to music. Music's so key. So key. So key. Oh. And I'm not even hating on this. I just have a preference, and it's just not this. Can't handle. Can't handle the truth. This was truth up here. Can't handle the truth. Red rum. Johnny, Joker. You see? You see what's happening? I just wasn't telling you during it. But that's where my ideas come from. And then I play around. This is just like random shit too. And then personal stuff and things that are reoccurring. Probably put like something here like this. Kind of like a backwards cap guy. Look, it's the backwards cap guy with big eyes. Every graffiti isn't complete without backwards hat guy. Smoking a doob. Hair's not difficult, look at that. And then he's got a mouth like that. He's like, hey, get off my turf. Right? He's even got the little button that's exaggerated. Get off my turf. Things like this usually get kind of like, again, as tomorrow comes, he'll probably get, you know, mixed around a little bit. What else should I what else? Oots, is that you? What's up? So what are you telling me? Eric Sate? Eric Sadie? Okay. Vegan dolls, wow. The whole goddamn cruise. Jeez Louise. Making me blush. Okay, so I'm not familiar at all. So that should be royalty free is what you're saying? Do you ever, bro, you were live when I went to bed last night. Do you ever stop at paint? No. I paint for a living. That's what I do. And live is new, so it's a little bit like, you know, I get excited. I wanna like kind of figure it out. I'm pretty motivated to see what happens when I go live, and already meeting friends. Like, there's a bunch of you on here that I love seeing your names, so I kind of enjoy that. I hate the music I'm listening to, but yeah, I paint all day long. I don't stream everything I'm doing, but when I think there's something that can, again, it's kind of weird. I'm learning, like, when I paint little paintings, I really feel like you guys can't see what I'm doing, or it doesn't really translate on camera on the stream. With this, when you have a big face, you like working towards Jack Nicholson, remember Departed, not The Shining Jack Nicholson, and you can see his big face. I think it's good to stream this. I think I would be interested in kind of seeing like this kind of style streamed. So I'm learning. Because I felt like some of my other stuff is like, oh, you guys can't really see the little details, or it just doesn't look that good when you see a small painting this big. And then I bring the camera in this close, it's just not, the whole thing sucks when I do that. I don't like it. Anyways, back to Eric Sate. What's going on? Nice work, Ultra Lord? Hey, wait, I'm just I appreciate it. That's so cool. Thank you. I'm gonna give you a heart or something. There you go. Just for you. I'll put here. Oh, oots. Oots, we got more hearts happening. Kusa, this is for you. And oots. Hearts for days over here. Ultra Lord. I'll tell you what, this is for you guys. This is for everybody. But I think I'm gonna go with Ultra Lord. Can I look back on these comments later? Because I actually haven't done that before. Because I've missed some of your conversation, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do that. I'm an idiot. Okay, so let me try this Ultra Lord. I think Ultra Lord's a good. I'm into it. Let me see. Let's go with a dark green, forest green, kind of. Ultra Lord. Don't worry, that was just rolling with what I got going on here. Hang on. I think we're gonna have to do this. Okay, here. Huzza. Ready? Ultra. Ultra. Gotta do the R cool. Ultra. Lord. Look at that. Boom. Ultra Lord. There you go. For you. You can always have the hearts, Oots. Back to you. I'll never forget that, man. Thank you. Look at this. There you go. This one's pretty. It's not coming together, Oots. There you go. Just like that. So even like, so a lot of this kind of gets worked because the, oh, I have to do this. Let's have a little fun here. Pretty dark, but let's try. I kind of forgot to do this earlier. You know, the traditional Optimus Prime kind of helmet thing. I've painted quite a few of these now. I'm so surprised, actually, what I get at, like when I wake up and end up painting something. I'm like, wow. Out of all the things you could paint. And here's a really good, I wouldn't call it advice. I'll call it just some of my experience that I think is worth sharing. When I first painted my Optimus Prime helmet, I literally traced it. I traced it from the computer. I found like a good image of an Optimus Prime, like actual helmet, I think, like kind of someone was selling it on eBay or something. And I traced it on my computer. I used tracing paper and I traced it. And then I put it on my canvas. I can't remember which one that was, but I did that. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. I have no problem with doing that. However, the next time I painted it, I kind of just, I don't know if it was the same image or another image, but I didn't need to trace it because I kind of had a good kind of understanding after going through it all. And now I'm in a place where I'm just kind of making up the helmets as I go along. Yes, there's similarities like on every one. You have your ears, you have your centerpiece, you have the arch. It's kind of like, and then you have like, I just like go, this one is just from, I wouldn't say, again, not from my mind. This is clearly Optimus Prime. This is clearly the creator who made it. It's his idea. I'm not stealing that. But the point I'm making is that when I first painted this, I traced the helmet, and then the 6 times since I've done that, I didn't need to. So I learned a lot by just tracing it. So that was kind of like a little hidden thing that I think is a good thing. You'll hear like I think there's a line with tracing, because I just don't, if I can paint it without it, I would rather do that. But if I can trace something and it helps my process and I learn from it, I think it's really helpful. Maybe some of you even disagree with that. But if I was tracing it every time, it would almost be a little bit it might feel a little weak to me anyway. So I don't let but the original one, I traced it. The first one of these I did. And then it really helped me kind of like get a grasp on painting a Transformer helmet. So that's my tip, my insight, is tracing is a really valuable tool when you need to like figure out how to do something, especially if you're going to do it repeatedly. We will. Another good thing for tracing is, again, time. Let's say I really want to see something come to life and I don't know how much how much energy I want to put in, but I just want to see something come alive. Just sometimes seeing something on your panel will really help motivate you, like, oh, I really want to do this, and like kind of work it out. So that's another good reason why I would say tracing is like acceptable in my world. When it's like, okay, let's just see how this looks. Okay, I like it. And then I'll work from there. Because you'll notice a lot of my work gets pretty like crazy and goes all over the place, but I really like having a base sometimes. And the quicker I can get a base so that I can get squirrely, the better it is for me. I saw who did that? What's that? Oh, wow. Stop me dead in my tracks. You wanna... you wanna... You're so cool, man. You want a little thing? Tell me. Okay, Oots. I'll make it up for you. I'll do it for you now. Because I want to. And I really appreciate that, and you know that, and that means a lot. I didn't, sorry if you're, I think you're probably there, but I hope you're there. Thank you. Oots, what's up? You're pro tracing for sure? Yeah. It helps, right? Like, I think it's, like, you learn, if you can learn from it, it's not just like, oh, I think tracing is, I saw Justin Bua giving that one tracing guy a really hard time. And that tracing guy, I kind of think his stuff's cool. I wouldn't want to do that all the time. I would feel, but he has his own thing. Like, sometimes people make shit out of nothing. Like, that tracing guy is, I don't know if any of you know who I'm talking about. His final product is pretty great. It's interesting. It's fascinating, and he has his own system. I've never seen someone trace the way that they do. He uses a projector, and he traces it. Do I think he should get some criticism? Maybe. I think if he's confident in his work, he can handle it. When you have someone like Justin Bua, who has like a huge audience, shitting on you, I bet you that's tough to take. Because it's like, you know, he's really pointing out kind of like a weakness in a sense. But if that tracing guy, he created, I feel like he created his own method using something that is like questionable, but he made something from it. So here we go. I'm ready. Oops, this is for you, man. Forever on the Jack Nicholson Optimus Prime, which also needs a name, by the way. Oops. You're getting cut off down here a little bit. Let's see. Oh, make it even bigger, man. Why the hell not? Let's go up. Because I also, like, in the past used to do a lot of gridding art. And I know there's a couple absolute phenomenal beasts of an artist that use gridding. And their final products are like super hyper realistic, photorealism. And I've done it, I've used it, I've learned a lot when I do it. It helps me to slow down, and I'll do it again for sure. There'll be a time where I just want to like, it's almost like I'm looking for a certain result that I think, oh, only gridding will help me. And but I think some people have a hard time accepting it, and I don't really care about the criticism other than I just think to myself, like, how do I feel about it? Do I think gridding's cheating? Do I think tracing is cheating? I think at the end of the day, I don't think it fucking matters, but what matters is what do I like about it when I'm doing it? Do I like gridding? Yeah, it's cool. It's like a slow burn style, like, when I'm tracing, I usually like to do it when I just really want something fast to work from. There's oots. There you go. We'll kind of make this stand out a little bit. Make it a little 3D. Really appreciate you. There you go. Look at that. That's cool. I like that stuff. Blocky 3D. Forever in the piece. Oops. We're going trio color. Thrice. You know, those good graffiti artists are putting like multicolor, multi-dimensional. I really appreciate it, Oots. I don't know if you bounced, but thank you. Love it. Gotta go for a bit. Oh, there you are. Thanks, man. Okay, so I'm backing up my chat. Chris on his helmet. Yeah, tattoo Chris on his helmet or something. Okay, I know you're gone. Vegan doll. So, what do you think about gridding, tracing? You're a fan. Do you feel like when you're actually doing it, like, affects you in a Do you feel like you're cheating, or is it just making you a better artist, or neither? I'd say I've learned a lot from tracing, and I've learned a lot from gridding, and those are always like controversial. And there's that movie on the guy who painted like Vermeer. I never watched it. I saw like a breakdown of it, I think, or maybe I did watch it. The Vermeer guy like has a system where he can like, yeah, maybe I didn't watch it because I don't know if I can explain it, but he essentially uses it like a tool to paint like Vermeer. Now I'm curious, I forget what he was doing. I think I've seen it like twice. I don't even remember what the hell he's doing. And I've talked to some pretty close people that know a lot about art, and they said really all that matters is the end result. And I don't know, as someone who actually paints, I think sometimes it matters. And maybe sometimes it doesn't. I think it depends on what I'm trying to do. Because it's always, at the end of the day, it's just how you feel when you're painting. So gritting's the hard way for you. Interesting. I used to be hyper guilty about cheating in art, but now I never do. At some point I accepted that I don't have the inherent skills to paint certain things, like hands. So I trace those. Yeah, interesting. But then don't you think, okay, here's my point. And I think it'll kind of help validate what we both believe. If you were to just paint hands however long ago, take me for example, if I painted hands 10 years ago, just free flowing, free hand painting hands, they'd be pretty rough. And then I use tracing and I use gritting, and I do that for a while. And then I go back to just freehanding hands. You don't think my hand drawing comparatively to what before will be like night and day. Even if it's not as good as tracing or gritting, fine. But my improvement on the hands, because yeah, I would bet, maybe not the house, but I would bet a lot on what I just said. That my improvement, even from tracing and then putting the paint on, and after gritting, my hands freehanding, compared before and after, there would be dramatic improvements. That's what I bet. I bet like $5 on that. Because I've seen it myself. I've seen it in myself. I've seen my own improvements, and I've seen my own progression, and I've used those tools, and I think they contributed to it. There's some good art discussions on, I've watched them, and they really sometimes they throw certain people under the bus, and then sometimes I've heard some really good arguments for using grading, for tracing. So, but yeah, if you get inspired to paint and tracing is part of that process, maybe I think tracing is just whatever, who cares? And maybe I break it up on purpose so that I can feel not guilty about it, but I don't know. Not necessarily. I think it just helps me. The best example is this helmet. I just feel like tracing would actually slow me down for the helmet. And I put the helmet on in acrylic first, then I painted over it in oil. Vegan dolls. V D VD all day. Right, yeah, especially, yeah, who cares? The next question, Vegan Dolls, is a sincere question. Is, am I stupid for not like doing this all digitally? Like I don't mean like cheat like Photoshop. I mean like painting. I think it's called Procreate, or like on an iPad essentially, but digital painting, like using a skill, learning the tech, learning the tools, and then painting and doing the layers, and but then you just have your studio everywhere you go. You can paint anywhere, and then you can blow them up to any size. You can like probably learn things might get a little faster because you can really alter it way quicker. You can fix mistakes way easier, etc., etc. I'm sure there's like a bunch of a ton of advantages when you paint on an iPad, and then you can still print posters, and you can still make prints and sell T-shirts, and which I'm not really like, that's not my goal, but I was just wondering about painting and learning how to actually use that skill. But then I'm taking all like if I was doing that, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, which at the end of the day is like what I absolutely love. So maybe I'm answering my own question. But I just thought, oh, if I learn that, like maybe I can make cartoons, and like it kind of opens up different doors. Do you think painting digitally is the way to go, or sticking with this traditional archaic like style is like, am I potentially missing out on opportunities because I'm sticking with this old oil painting tradition? But you've done it? You've painted digitally? Like, have you like spent some time to like figure it out to some extent? And it just feels like fake, right? I guess, or like cheap. I also hate Kindles. Yeah. I don't think I ever had a Kindle. Aren't Kindles just on your iPad now? Or is it still a separate unit? You can't like go buy a Kindle, can you? But it's weird. I'm kind of obsessed with this digital thing because I've asked a few people about it now. But I've asked other people that really love oil painting, like, why aren't you painting digitally? I'm just curious if they've thought about it, or because I've seen some digital artists that are so good, and I think they paint oil as well. But I'm like, oh wow, like, am I being stupid by not doing it? I don't know. Just talking out loud. I don't think I'll be doing it anytime soon anyway. Let's put this in here for Chris. This one's hidden. I kept it. It's good though. Kindle. But like, you're gonna read a book before you listen to it, like the audiobook? Or are you just being funny? I'll listen to an audiobook anytime. Vegan Dolls, if you were a graffiti artist, your nickname would be, your street name would be Kindle, I think. Oh shit, Kendall's been here. Oh shit, Ken. Look, he even spells his name sideways. No way, Kendall. He's so crazy. Don't paint over Kendall's work, he'll kill you. Huh? Come on, that's good. That's a good bit. Kendall's here. Oh no, we're in Kendall's town. Can you still buy candles? Oh yeah. You can buy candles. Everyone knows that, stupid. Look what you did, you little jerk. Okay, I got some stuff happening. Let's tidy this up. I missed a lot of those fucking times. Shit. I think I missed a lot of this. I have two cameras going just to make things simple. And one is like a decent camera to make my like reels and shit. You've never done oil painting, interesting. Let me see what he said, sorry. I got free Kindle when I opened a bank account. And I rejected it almost immediately. I'm someone who has a real issue not destroying every electronic device I encounter. Oil painting is really cool. It takes a bit of getting used to, but I've seen some artists that paint acrylic that can do that are just phenomenal. So I don't think it's a necessity. I mean, I think there's a lot of benefits to acrylic paints, especially if they're not toxic. I do like oils. I actually kind of go back and forth with them. I just bought some acrylic paint this week. I think some of my best work has come in oils, but I've looked back on the past and I've done okay, some cool stuff in acrylics too. I think I go through phases. But this has been a long phase of oils, like we're talking a couple of years now. You do get some advantages by just even like these lips are nowhere from near from being dry. So when you put colors into them, you mix like you're mixing like not just the color you're adding, but the colors underneath. So you're playing, it's kind of like playing a different game because I'm putting on a color here, but I know that it's going to be interacting with the layer underneath far more significantly than with acrylic. And I think I just like that because you can kind of blend it in and get, like I painted this, what, 30 minutes ago, this line. And I'm just using the paint that's on there. So things are really subtle. It's not like I can't like pull the paint off, but I can use it. I don't know, it's worth a try. I would like buy like a starter kit that has everything. You get some mineral spirits and it's kind of all you need. You don't really need more than that. It took me years before I started like messing around with mediums. Watch a couple online like step-by-step things. There is something also about mixing it, the feeling of it. I do feel like they glide way different than acrylics. Mostly I like discarded house paint because big pens, and that I swipe at the bank. When I read, I sound like half. Like I have mental problems. You're a bank, the Kindle thief, the Kindler, the swindler. Did we talk about that yet? How much I love Swindled, that podcast? It's so good. Anyways, you steal Bic pens from the bank. Got it. Yeah, I use house paint too, man. Especially in the early days. I was like, I would go to the dump and they just would have like cans of paint for free, I believe. I think it was for free. And sometimes you get like really great scores, really awesome paints. And I'm all about house paint, especially bigger stuff. Like I really been thinking about painting bigger again lately, but it's kind of messes up my flow. But house paints are the way to go. Why not? Some of my paintings used to end up being so heavy too. Like 2 people in order to move it. Just layers and layers of paint. I was gonna ask you about something, but I forgot. No, because I listen to my. It's actually just my eyes. I won't throw myself that hard under the bus. Here's me read. Here's me trying to read like properly. If you put enough house paint, yeah, just listen to me. I'm like a robot that's falling apart. If you put enough house paint on the paper, it turns into rubber sheet type of thing. I love it. Interesting. House paint on paper. I've never done that. Same thing as like about the oils again. This line. I don't have any paint on this brush. This is like one of the biggest differences between acrylic and oil right now. There's no paint. I'm literally cleaning my brush off. There's next to nothing on here. And I'm just playing with what's on here already. And I think I like that. Like I like that concept about being that gentle and like giving myself that kind of flow, because normally I just want to like be aggressive. So when I have an actual moment where I'm really like into my work and I don't even have paint on the brush, that's crazy for me, because I'm usually like really manic and aggressive, and so there's a lot of times, not necessarily no paint, but just very little. But that was probably one of the best examples I could give you about the difference. Just try doing that with oil, or sorry, acrylic. I guess I don't even know about the mediums with acrylic. I'm not that advanced with it. I know people use like mediums with acrylic and stuff, but I don't know how much, like, are you getting an extra minute? Are you getting an extra hour? I don't know. I've never used it. Like, where I was tracking what I was doing. I think I've used like mediums to make the paint go further. That's about it. Vegan dolls, I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna post and then touch myself on my Kindle. Try to come back tomorrow and finish this one. So I'm just putting this stuff in now so that I can cover it up. Kind of like add, subtract, add, subtract, add, add, subtract, add, subtract. Yellow. Get some yellow into that skin. Kind of like cat eyes. All right. Greasy Kindle fingers. Resorted to tips. Resorted to cute. No, I paint with my hands before too. Vegan dolls, I'm outie. See you, everybody. Tired. Gotta post too. You know how it goes. Thanks for watching. See you soon. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow will still be your day today. All right. Bye.